Labour is cutting pensioner payments. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your hashtag not sponsored cheap coffee and let's have a look at this article from the UK about how the Labour government are cutting payments to pensioners. You get what you vote for, you know, they have to learn probably the hard way over there in the UK. The only problem is when a lot of their wacky economic ideas tend to get over here in Australia. So let's have a look here. Devastated pensioners have revealed their fears after Labor voted to cut winter fuel payments for millions, with one claiming it will leave her working until I die. I mean, the UK really is in a bit of a mess. You've got housing affordability issues, which are just as bad as here in Australia. You've got a brain drain of people getting out of the country. And now you can't even keep your pensioners warm because energy costs are skyrocketing. You got to feel sorry for these people, but they get what they vote for, don't they? Labor was today cleared to scrap the annual payment for more than 9 million pensioners, despite Sir Keir Starmer suffering a Commons revolt. Dawn Matthews, 68 of Hampshire, works from home for 18 hours a week in an administrative role for the NHS. Of course, always for the NHS. I mean, you've got population pressures, growth, a lot of people migrating over to the UK. And I'm watching the Lotus Eaters all the time, just hearing all the stories of what's going on over there. Trying to get a doctor, trying to go to the NHS. Due to her salary, she misses out on being eligible for the government's pensioners' winter fuel tax by less than £3. Well, there you go. That's the poverty trap. That's the poverty trap of it's the problem of when you provide these handouts, these welfare to people. There will come a point where you lose the benefits, but the additional, because you're earning too much, and you can see here £3. What can you get for £3 these days? Can you get a beer? Let me know in the comments, guys. I've got no idea what the exchange is over there. I'm almost 69, and I have to continue to work literally just to live. I really wish I could retire, but I think I'll be working until I die, she told the BBC. Well, I mean, is she single? Does she have a husband? Does she have children? What's going on? What type of future did she build for herself? Did she save? There's a whole lot of questions there. But 70 years old, you kind of want to be slowing down. Your body gets older, you get slower. I mean, that happens at 40. Okay, so she's not married. Miss Matthews added, the government's cuts will leave her to sit in the cold in her house, even through cancer has left her with a weakened immune system. Yeah, this is because the government is so big and so far removed, they don't give a crap about your individual issues. It's just the line on a budget item. They're going to provide more hotel rooms for all the people coming over. Or cut the pensioners. Got to pay those carbon credits somehow. Other pensioners have also told how the scrap payment will leave them in freezing homes. I've had colleagues who have immigrated to, they immigrated, they're still here, to Australia from Germany, in Berlin. And he was telling me living here in Brisbane, he has never been as cold in his entire life. Because over there, he's used to these super well-designed houses that are engineered to keep you warm and to manage the climate. We're here, we're all just, your insulation is 20 mils of weatherboard. Should be right, mate. Just these older houses are not designed for it. You think in the UK there would be, but there's a lot of old stock there. Sandra, 66, of Durham, told how she had just £4 left in her account and had to borrow money from a relative to pay the bills. Planning how she will stay warm, she says, my local library is open a couple of days a week, so I'll go there. I mean, 66 years old and at this point in your life is, I'd argue, maybe something's going on that we don't know about. Or maybe she's just terrible has no financial literacy at all. I mean, look at the Chase Bank fiasco in the US, where every idiot is committing bank fraud. Maybe that's just what it is. Here's the thing. You can't trust your politicians to take care of you. because they'll tell you whatever they want. Just stick it in. Circumstances may change beyond their control, so their promises, they may legitimately want to fulfill the promises or the words that they've put forward to you, but the bureaucracy may impede them. Have you watched Yes Minister? Or circumstances may change that are beyond your control. They're not going to take care of you. You can't trust them to take care of you. You can't depend on them to take care of you. Maybe this is just the difference in thinking, male to female. Labor, I doubt it though. Labor was cleared to scrap the winter fuel payment for millions of pensioners today. The Prime Minister suffered a Commons revolt. The government defeated an attempt to stop it, making the handout means tested to save money by 3:48 to 2:28 to this afternoon. Just one Labor MP, John Trickett, voted with the opposition, but the government's majority still fell to 120 from its theoretical strength of 167, thanks to 50 more abstaining. That's cowardly, abstaining. They probably didn't even turn up. It's like here in Australia. The amount of shit that gets through Parliament with so few people in the House. Look at why we're not allowed to have nuclear power here in Australia. It is a joke. It really is. That's why you need to keep radicals like the Greens out of Parliament. They're dangerous. They cause damage that we're still paying for now. The leadership had threatened to suspend the whip from rebels, and 7 are already out in the cold following a previous protest over the 2-child benefit cap. The result, which drew shouts of shame in the chamber, came after a bruising debate with warnings that panicking old people are planning to ride buses all day and go to bed at 5 p.m. to stay warm. Earlier, Pensioners Minister Emma Reynolds risked stoking the row by insisting there are plenty of very wealthy pensioners who do not need the handouts, which can be up to £300. Well, how can you be a wealthy pensioner if you're getting the pension? Is it like here in Australia where people are complaining they've got $1 million in assets and they don't get the pension? I mean, shit, that's just... It's just, I would say it's a generational thing, but I think we're getting the same thing here with a cohort in Australia. Younger generations, it's an entitlement thing. Kicking off the debate in the Commons, Shadow Work and Pension Secretary Mel Stride said, "So Keir's promises of integrity had gone out the window and urged Labor MPs to look to your conscience. Broken promises already. The special contract that they sought to have with the British people based on integrity and decency smashed into 1 million pieces." He said, well, yeah, Labor's going to Labor. Let's have a chat about this one, guys. I think this is fantastic for the opposition in the UK, able to paint a picture of these poor pensioners freezing in the cold because the government is taking away these payments from them. But you also have to look at just the energy costs in the UK, how much they've gone up, how expensive living is getting in the UK. It's no different. It's funny. It seems to be happening in many parts of the world. But I would argue the takeaway here is do not depend on any promises that you get from these politicians in the run-up to their election. Do not expect that. Do not, sure, if it pays off, if they provide something that they said they would, that's a bonus. Consider that a bonus. Don't depend on it. We need, particularly those of us that are younger, you've got to learn from these 60, 70-year-old people that are in this position where they need £300 a year just to heat themselves. You don't want to get in that position. What do you think, guys? Let me know your thoughts on this one. As always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.